As you see, it is not hosted by Nestor Dudley. It is hosted by I, Bradworth Benton, always representing for ATR tonight. Tonight it is the second to last week, wrapping up the 28th season here in the MNBL. I am being joined by the 4 MNBL coach representatives of the Madness-bound teams. Sitting to my far right, Anthony Guerrero of the Pistons. To my immediate right is, of course, Day One, Steve Wright. My immediate left, Banako Stroud, who took a year off and is now back. And to my far left, Beanie Amos of the Lakers, making his return back to the playoff madness. Gentlemen, welcome to Around the Rim.
Thank you, Brad.
Pleasure to be here, Bradworth.
Now, we have a lot to talk about. There are some newcomers. I want to start off first with Anthony. If you were Asian, would you be on the panel tonight?
I don't know.
Okay. I just wanted to know why.
That's how we started the show.
That's how we started the show. Now, Steve, you've been here since day one.
I'm not Asian.
Why you coming tonight and not sending one of your coaches?
Because I always come. Because
I'm just asking a question.
my coaches are actually at practice, so they're starting to practice while I'm here. So.
Do you trust them if they were on the stage?
Yes and no.
A little hesitant. That's okay. I just want to know. Banako, welcome back. Last time you were here, you were sporting perfection twice.
Yeah.
Not so perfect this year, but you're back in the madness. How you feeling with your chances so far?
I mean, I feel good. You know, just we have a chance to do something, so we'll see what happens.
Fair enough. Coach Amos squeaked in quite nicely, as I might say, in convincing fashion at the end. Did you think it was going to be this tough for your team?
No, there was a couple of games that I thought that we could have won and we lost, but we're in the madness and that's all that counts.
Okay, so we now have our 4 coaches here. Is there anything you gentlemen would like to say to start off, or we just want to get going?
I'm all set. Let's
You're
get
all
going.
set?
Let's get
Everybody's
going.
good?
Let's
I
go.
want to know the Pistons consider forfeiting. If they just
Would you
rather
consider
not
a forfeit
you know,
just so you don't have
You already,
that
you
blemish
already
of a
won
loss?
14 games, you know?
I have to go on the record
Don't
and
show
say
up.
there will be no forfeits.
Okay, I understand. 2000, and one was a long time ago. Sometimes you guys got to let it go.
Thanks for bringing it back up.
Twee asked me to bring it up, I believe. I think I heard him say it last week. So, Anthony, you are at perfection right now. You are 14-0. Did you think your team had the talent to last the season without a loss? Did you think you could even go the season without a loss?
Well, we knew we had a talented squad. You know, they worked real hard, but perfection is hard to come by, especially in this league. It's only been done twice. Am I right? So,
Back to back.
you know, the kids worked hard all year, and 14-0 is good accomplishment for them. But it's nothing without the next 2 games. Hopefully 16-0.
Now, quick thing, a lot of pressure being undefeated. The Hawks felt it. Your last few games weren't in such convincing fashion on your wins.
No,
What has
they're not.
happened since? The last few weeks, you haven't been blowing teams out like you've been.
No, we've had some close games. I think the other teams, over the course of a season, teams kind of figure out each other, I think, a bit. And, that's what's been happening. But they sure have felt like playoff games the last week or 2. So.
Yeah, a lot of things going down. Steve, probably have the most talented player on the planet on your squad. Any way you can contain him this weekend to help you get this title?
He will have to play as a team and team ball and not stats for us to even have a chance to win Saturday. Never mind. For us to even have a chance, he's definitely, we all have to play as a team. And we all have to put the the team above the individual in order to have a chance to go all the way.
We have seen a couple games where he has thrown the ball to other teammates, and he has gotten assists, and he's starting to like it. In one game, he claimed he had 11. Some people counted less, some people counted 11. Can can you see him and Wilcox working together? Because I think with Wilcox involved heavily, you guys have a really good chance at making to the finals. I did predict you two here to be in the final. It doesn't mean I'm right. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. It's just a prediction. But when you got John Wilcox, I thought that was a great pickup because you had Cruz DeRocha, because you had Devin, and because you had those pieces that were already there and you just needed your point guard.
Yeah, definitely. And I believe in this league you need a point guard to win the whole thing, to have a great season. At least that has been proven through the years. And, yeah, I mean, and Jerome has no problem with Wilcox bringing up the ball. And, you know, like all good athletes, they want to win. More than anything, they want to win. So I think our whole team knows that, and I think we will be ready to play as a team and try to win this thing.
Fair enough. Bonaco, you don't have the most talented point guard on your squad this year, like you normally do in past years. You have a kid who's capable of hitting a three. He's young, so he's got time to grow. But you do have Izzy Cherry, and you do have 3-year man Joey Pepe, who had probably his worst game this past weekend. It's guaranteed for him to bounce back. What do you think you need to overcome the Bullets?
Just play team ball. Just like same thing with his man. You know, we can't worry about stats, individual stats. We got to worry about team stats, and just play team ball from the tip all the way to the final buzzer, and I think we'll be okay.
Now, I've seen Milton lose his mind a few times because of Izzy trying to just take over everything. He goes on these runs and spurts here and there where he just shoots everything, and it kind of ticks off your other men. Can you contain that, or are you going to be able to?
Well, I mean, just all we could do is attempt to contain,
True.
to, you know what I mean, to have them play our game, have them play like we want. I mean, there's been games where you know, a lot of the kids, it's not just Izzy, they'll feel themselves and think that they're hot when they're really not, you know, so just hopefully he comes out with the mindset to play team ball, and let's get this.
That's well put. Coach Amos?
Brad.
You played the Pistons last week. You did very well.
Oh, I liked our chances. I thought we had them.
A lot of people did. The score does not show the result of the game, because at the end, everyone, you know, it just happens. But the game was closer than the final score. The first time wasn't as close. What adjustments did you make, and how do you feel your chances are this Saturday?
Well, as our uncle, Reverend Bernard Stroud, would say, that I like my chances. The first time we faced this team, they were hitting threes on us like nobody's business, just hitting threes. I haven't seen Pistons hit threes like that since 2009. When they beat us in the championship game. So that's what happened the first time. And my team this year, whenever we face the other 7 teams, we like to let their guys get nice and comfortable, set up the three-point shot. They take their time. They can order pizza. They can, do whatever. And we don't put any pressure on them. Mm-hmm. So we have to go man, just so they can hurry their shot. And we were hanging with the undefeated team last Sunday. We were hanging with them.
You were. And like I said, the final score does not really, constitute the result of the game.
It broke down in the last 2 minutes. I mean, I would say up until the last 2 minutes, and Anthony, correct me if I'm wrong, it was probably like anywhere from like a 1 to 3 point lead up until like the last 2 minutes of that game.
That's right. Yep.
I know. I was there. So moving backwards, back to you, Coach. You play the Pistons. Do you think it's their time to lose now?
I hope so.
You hope so? Do you feel anything, any kinks in their system that kind of leads you that way because of the way they haven't been blowing teams out the past few weeks?
When you go undefeated, when you go 14-0, I don't think you have any kinks. Man 1 through man 10, they're tough. He can, all the coaches can make any substitutions, and they've been perfect. They haven't made a mistake yet. But with all that being said, I like our chances. Last year we were sitting in this chair and we faced the Celtics that blew us away by 30 points both times. Mm-hmm. And we almost shocked the Twitter world. We lost by 4 in the first round of the playoffs. Well, this season, I'm hoping that we do shock the Twitter world. I like our chances.
The social
I do
media
like our
is out there
chances.
for anyone to enjoy. Jumping back to you, Anthony. Do you feel your guys have underestimated teams? Do you feel your guys are kind of relaxed being in that position of 14-0 and not really having to worry that, you know, we're going to come back no matter what? We always have the lead at halftime. We'll always keep the lead. Do you feel you guys are too confident? And are you coaches feeling as confident?
Well, I think you can't help but going on a run of 14 straight games. You can't help but get a little confident and feel good about what you've done. But us coaches have kept the kids in line and made sure they know that they're not done yet. We still have another at least one more game to play, hopefully 2. So they're on an even keel right now, and they're pretty focused.
Fair enough. Bonaco, did you think you'd be up here this year?
Yeah, y'all didn't think I'd be up here this year. Man.
No, a lot of people didn't.
You could have asked me at the draft night. I knew I was going to be up here this year. I just didn't know what seat.
No, I hear you. Hey, everyone makes a mistake. Everyone predicts who they think's going to be here. Who did you predict you'd be playing?
Now that I mean,
who'd you feel you had a shot at worrying about?
At the beginning of the season,
yeah.
In my mind, I had vision Hawks Pistons.
Okay.
Because I know the Pistons want a rematch from the last time.
He's right.
Hey.
So,
he's not wrong.
So that's the game that I envisioned at the beginning of the season.
So you really want to beat them Bullets and hope the Pistons pass through, so you can give it to them because you are the perfect dynasty.
Right.
You want to give them that blemish. You don't want another. Who knows what can happen next year? But they have a great squad coming back next year. You don't want that perfect dynasty to be rebuilt and pushed you to the side.
Well.
So are you going to be voting for the Lakers, or do you want them?
I mean that's family, so I'm gonna vote for them, and and hopefully if they can't take care of business, and hopefully we could take care of business, then that's Sunday, then hopefully we can finish the job. Steve? But they got to get that. They got to get that L, man.
They gotta.
They got to get that L.
Hey, everybody's saying it. Steve, what position you felt you were going to be in at the draft? After the draft?
Honestly, I probably didn't even think about it, but I knew we'd be in the playoffs because we had the most returning players, I believe, and I thought with the experience that we would definitely make the playoffs. I really didn't think about what position we were going to be in, but I knew we would be in the playoffs. And the way it started, it didn't start too well for us. So
no, it didn't. It looked a little scary in the beginning.
Yeah.
You guys were done with the draft really, rather quickly. How did it feel just sitting there watching? And as the teams picked, who do you think, had a great draft? I mean, obviously the Pistons had a great draft with the picks that they had. Who do you think jumped up there and stole a couple players that shouldn't have?
I don't know. It's tough to say, but I would say, I would say just watching the draft, because we were done pretty early, and we actually made a trade that we didn't have to add one more, just to have the younger brother on the team. But I was just glad that the one thing I was glad about that I wasn't picking at the end. That's all I know.
So you were happy that Cliff Williams made that mistake, so the Celtics didn't.
That's right.
Everybody had a good chuckle at that, but we're not going to talk about that.
Because I'll be picking a lot next year, so with the high spot.
Yeah, well, I think a few teams are going to be picking a lot of people. Anthony, you may not be picking a lot of people next year. I mean, you're losing quite a few seniors that are going to be huge for your, your weekend coming up.
I think we're losing 5.
Well,
5
that's
total.
Still,
so that's half the team.
You still got a good squad coming back, and at least one starter will be returning. Actually 2.
Hopefully 2, yeah.
They could play high school if they're smart enough.
Who, Ditter, and who else?
Nico.
Junior. At the beginning of the season, in all honesty, did you think you'd end up in first place?
That was the hope, but we knew we were going to be in a playoff contention based on the core that we had returning, as well as all those draft picks towards the beginning of the draft that we had stacked up, we said, if we're not going to do it now, it's never going to happen. So
It was like Bill Belichick with all those picks.
Yeah, it was a surprising turn of events what happened. A couple of coaches weren't too happy with what went down last year on the trades.
Because a couple of coaches just handed them the ticket to the madness.
Some people wanted to get their ticket to the madness too. It just didn't work out that way. Yeah. But either way, when your season began and you started to feel a little confident, who do you think was going to match up with you in the championship if you made it? What team was there that you said they could make it?
I have to say the Bullets with, like Steve said, all those returning guys from last year, and the way they work together as a team, and the way Jerome can take over a game. It's I knew they would be there, at least in the playoffs, and it's a good chance. It would be a good chance that they would face us somewhere, down the line. So
are you automatically saying that you're going to destroy the Lakers?
No, absolutely not.
I'm just trying to catch you off guard, that's all.
No, I wouldn't say that, but I knew the Bullets would be in contention as well, so I just thought it would be a good possibility we might play them.
I was just trying to check your confidence, that's
Right.
all it was. I know
Try
we're closing
to
in
sneak
soon.
that one in. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well,
Try to get you there.
Hey,
That's like being in the web.
we don't have a big enough web for all four of you, but maybe one day we will. Overall, I mean, everyone here deserves to be there. They played well. They played better than other people. As you're going to see in these clips coming up, we have the Madness stuff going down. The videos have been made. They have been entered into the system. And I guess we're ready. Go, ref, go. Are you out there? All right, you are. So anytime you're ready, let's go to the roll-ins. We'll come back, talk a little smack, and hopefully it all goes down.
Now before y'all step your foot into it, I want y'all to sing along with us. We got a thing that's gonna tilt you back. We got a thing that's called the crack. So get cracking. Let's get cracking. Hold on. Let's get cracking. Come on, y'all, get cracking. Let's get cracking. Everybody. Now don't be afraid to step on the crack, cause you're most definitely not gonna break your mother's back. This jam is not only nutritious, say y'all, it can be to the groovers delicious. So y'all, get crack. Crackin', let's get crackin'. Oh, roll over, baby. Crackin', let's get crackin'. I can tell us again the groove. Crackin', let's get crackin'. Y'all roll over. Let's shock you. All right, let's get cracking, y'all. This is a Groovers holiday. Why don't y'all come on out and play? Now, if you're going to the disco, you tell the disc jockey to put this right on. Cause everybody wants to crack. Crackin', let's get crackin'. Everybody wants to crackin', let's get crackin'. Steve wants to crackin', let's get crackin'. Don't you know he wants to crackin', let's get crackin'. Now before y'all step your foot into it, I want y'all to sing along with us. We got a thing that's gonna tilt you back. We got a thing that's called the crack. So get cracking. Let's get cracking. Hold on. Let's get cracking. Come on, y'all, get cracking. afraid to step on the crack, 'cause you're most definitely not gonna break your mother's back. This jam is not only nutritious, say y'all, it can be to the groovers delicious. So y'all, get cracked.
Crackin', let's get crackin'.
Oh, roll over, baby.
Crackin', let's get crackin'.
I can tell us again the groove.
Crackin', let's get crackin'.
Y'all roll over.
Crackin', let's get crackin'.
Let's shock you. rhythm is life, and life is rhythm, man. Here, the tropically sensuous beat makes you want to do things most self-respecting people could be arrested for. It's not uncommon to find yourself throwing caution to the wind and yourself to the floor. The heat and excitement is somewhat reminiscent of a Calcutta sauna. Here today, groove away. Feel the beat, it's so neat. Hit the town and party down. Where it's at, laid back. What's going on, brother?
Not a hell of a whole lot.
Love one another. One nation under a groove. This is some of the lingua franca of the funk business. And people come from miles around with an almost religious devotion to get on down. As you can see, it's all too easy to get wrapped up in the kaleidoscope of sounds. The hand claps and the bass throb erotically, and the piano tinkles invitingly like so much crushed ice into a dry martini. Utterly far out, man. It don't matter if the lyrics don't scan. You bad mother... Shut your mouth! They may say, but you know the right one. Strut your stuff, take the smooth, with the groove. Get on down, yes, party down. Get laid back with your bad self, one time.
The wicker rap is what it is. Gotta get into views. The wicker rap is what it is. Just gotta get into views.
In the last few years, funk has become an industry. And one thing's for sure, this industry is full of funk. So as they say here, everybody say what? I said what? Thank you. So fundamentally, it's a question of moving your wheels, making your deals. You know how good it feels. With a gin and lime, the beat's sublime. Hey diddle diddle, dance straight down the middle. Walk long, proud and tall, cause the writing's off the wall. Shake your booty, do it all, have yourself a good time.
Good times. We all have good times. Leave your cares behind.
1, 2, 3, 4, get your woman on the floor. You've got to get up to get down, so really go to town. Don't stop till you get enough. Wanna rock with you and shake your stuff. Boogie nights where it's alright. Ring my bell, it's out of sight.
The wicker rap is what it is. Gotta get into views. The wicker rap is what it is. Just gotta get into views.
That's how it all ended up. That's how all 4 teams got to the madness, showing some of them skills, the outside range. Some can finish, some cannot. We're not picking on them. They made it. That's all that matters. One of these 4 teams will be your new MNBL champion. There will not be a repeat, but will there be a new dynasty on the horizon? We don't know till Sunday is over. But Saturday, we have the Pistons versus the Lakers in Game 1. Bullets face the Hawks in Game 2. You see the jerseys. Let's go on how the madness shapes up in the history from 86 to 2012. 27 years. Easy for me to say at times because obviously the 28th is not over. So this is how it goes down. Team 1 leads the entire series versus Team 4, 22-5. The 88 Bullets, the only number 4 seed to win the big dance. And I remember many years ago, we kept saying 1988 was a long time ago, Steve.
That was a long time ago, too long.
Team 2 leads the series versus Team 3, which gives you the edge by only 1, 14-13. So the Hawks still have a shot.
Hopefully it'll be 15-13 after Saturday.
It could be 500.
500.
Only once did Team 3 meet Team 4 in the big dance. The 94 Sixers beat the Sonics, who were the number 4 seed for the championship that year.
So it's not impossible for a family thing to happen. It happened one time.
It did happen one time.
Okay.
Sixers played the Sonics, and that coach from the Sixers actually coached the Sonics as well as the Sixers, and it was just a mess, and, you know, that it happens, so it could happen. 3 and 4 could meet. More often than not, Team 1 will face Team 2 in the big dance. If that holds true, then this year it would be the Pistons versus the Bullets, as I predicted, but again, I could be wrong. The last 9 out of 10 seasons, the number 1 seed has won. The Celtics of 07 did beat the Kings, who were the number 1 seed at that year. That's the only time the 2 beat the 1. So the 1 obviously has the advantage over the 2, but again, it could happen. Gotcha, dog. All right. So the Pistons appear to be the favorite regardless of what goes down. That's how the madness history breaks down. But history was always made to be rewritten, broken, changed. However you want to put it, it could happen. We did not go over the rosters. I want to give proper respect to all 4 teams that did make it. We will start, obviously, with the Pistons because, you know, you finished first, so we got to give you props. A lot of pressure being 14-0, just saying.
Yeah, it is.
The Pistons, Dida Muhammad led your squad this year in scoring. Nico Delusion behind him. Kelly Desane, Hans Marcelin, Darian De Silva, Evans or Evans, Liang?
Evans, yeah.
Evans, okay. John Hastings, Derek Moriello?
Yep.
Okay. And Vinny Cardoso rounds out your squad, the number 1 Pistons, who will be playing the number 4 Lakers, whose squad consists of Andre Freeman. Whether he's there or not, we wish him the best. Nick Jett, Nick Tenorello, Gene Sylvain, Kyle Gillespie, Nick Mason, Michael Dion, Rondeep Saini, Tyreek Cottrell. That rounds off their squad for this Saturday versus the Pistons. We jump over to the Hawks and Bullets, as their squads respectively are, of course, Jerome Bell, last year's Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player, John Wilcox, Cruz DeRocha, Devin DeVito, Brad Murray, Johnny Chen, Hung Trong, Owen DeRocha, Thomas Amasano, Hector Ortega. That's your Bullet squad. Go Ref Go on the go. And we jump right over to the Hawks, who are now the 3 seed this year. Israel Cherry led the squad and just missed the top spot in the scoring. Joey Pepe, Ronald Edwazin, the acquired player from the Celtics. Yosef Tafera does not like to be called Yoshi. Jonathan Nieves, Joe Eaton, Nick Ward, John Cohane.
TV went out.
We went to black, but here we go again. Okay. Jean Baptiste, Derek Fitzpatrick, and that rounds out your Hawks for this Saturday's games. So good luck to all 4 squads, and go Ref Go. I know you're out there. I know you wanted to hear the dirtiest dozen of them all. We do not have the list or the graphics. I cannot hear you out here. For some reason, it's not patched into the hair, but I can hear you slightly. So I'm going to give you the dirtiest dozen of all 2013 season. Number 28 belongs to Devin DeVito of the Bullets with 43 total fouls. No one else in the league had over 40, so he won it convincingly.
What a selfish player. You're supposed to spread it around the team.
Well, if some of them played D, they would. And on that note, I'd just like to go over a few things that very rarely get recognized. I want to congratulate the Bullets once again, getting the 2nd spot, but also leading the league in free throw percentage. Did you see that coming?
No, not after the last few years.
No? Well, the
So
Bullets,
I'm very happy that they're
Why the
over
Bullets always get
50%.
congratulated? He's been here for day 1. I mean, come on, he's got all what you know.
well, I congratulate
Show some
the
purple
Lakers.
love. Show some purple
I
love.
congratulate the
I'm day
Lakers for
2.
getting into the
I'm day
madness.
2.
You are day 2.
Congratulations on making the playoffs this
Thank
year.
you.
And having a nice run down the end.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Which leads me to congratulations to the Pistons for leading the team in average per game. Obviously, with that bomb squad just throwing threes up and getting breakaways left and right. That's what it's all about. But go Ref Go, you're not a big fan of this one, but a lot of people are. The biggest hothead in all the land this year belongs to a tie, believe it or not. Hawks, congratulations. Israel Cherry led the league, but also Sonic's assistant coach. I'm not saying his name. You can Google it if you need to. But he tied Israel Cherry for the hottest head of them all in the 2013 season.
Brad,
Yes.
what's the difference between a hothead and a dirty dozen?
Fouls and losing your temper.
Aren't
One
they
commits
one
a
and the
foul?
same? That's why I don't like hotheads.
You wonder why your tempers need to be in check. And we're just going to jump over to these stats really don't matter to any of the coaches, but the players like to hear it. So who led the league in threes this year, because everyone was trying to get it, goes to Andre Freeman, who only played 9 games, but he still had 32 of them, followed by Joey Pepe, who tried gallantly, ended up with 29 in 14 games. But he felt it, coach. That's all I kept hearing all year. But, you know, some games he had it, some games he was 1 for 12. Enough said.
I'm disappointed that it was only a vicious rumor about the Pepe sweepstakes because I was interested in Joe Pepe.
Yeah, I heard a few teams were. I can't believe it made it to social media. It made it to Facebook.
It was
Twitter.
all across Twitter and Facebook, and turned out that wasn't true.
I was going to sell my soul for Joe.
Well, he was the junior franchise of this league, so you got to get up.
I kept on texting Bernardo, but he wouldn't return my text.
Nope.
I was trading Gagnon and Teddy. Whatever it took.
Trying to get rid of Mark Gagnon forever. How can you trade those plaid pants?
I
What's he
can't.
going to wear this week?
I don't know, but I hope it should be beautiful.
Are they going to be...
St. Patty's Days, too,
Oh,
you know,
Lord, that's
coming
true.
up. So
Is he going to be wearing 1970s pants, or is he going to buy a new pair? He's got to at least gain a pound somewhere.
yeah, he still can get in his high school pants. That's sad.
Well, the second stat that we keep that all the kids are always worrying about, who is the best free throw shooter this year? You have to qualify with a certain amount of attempts. Goes to David Fevrin of the Kings, who averaged 76.9 percentage, just over John Wilcox of the Bullets, who was 69.4. So David Fevrin wins that. But, of course, the battle that everybody wanted, Jerome Bell, Izzy Cherry, who's getting the scoring title? You don't get a title. You don't get awards. You just get bragging rights. And if Izzy Cherry scored one more basket this past weekend, he would have won it. But Jerome Bell, for the second year in a row, 22.1 Izzy Cherry, 22 even. Missed it by .1, followed by Nick Scoville at 21-7. So, Izzy, you just got eked out by .100th of a percentage.
You know what would have been a nice show, Brad? It would have been a nice show if Izzy Cherry and Jerome Bell ever had the opportunity to come on this show and talk. Actually, they did have an
They
opportunity.
did have an
And
opportunity.
they didn't show up last week, did they?
No, my friend
Oh.
Nestor Dudley told me, and I stopped by real quick through the Twitter that, it does hashtag accountability, as we all been saying. Bell not here, Cherry not here. Someone claimed they were sick. The other one just didn't show up.
Well, he didn't show up at practice either, so don't feel bad.
Well, maybe he was the sick one. We don't know.
Hey, Brad.
Yes,
No, even though there's not a computer here to display this on the screen,
yes.
all those people out there in Twitter land can tweet me!
They can tweet you.
No, they can tweet Nestor on ATR, but I figured since he's not here, I'd steal his line.
Well, they can tweet me at Bradworth Benton.
There you go.
All right, there you go. And you can tweet at Nestor Dudley. He'll be around all weekend, as well as I, as well as these gentlemen. Win or lose, they're going to be there on Sunday.
Hashtag
To see what goes
ATR.
down. Hashtag ATR, hashtag MNBL, hashtag Season 28, hashtag Get Her Done. Everything is going down this weekend. Bottom line, Pistons, you're running the table. You're on a good course. You feel that confident? I mean, how can you not? Is it going to be a Piston championship?
Let's hope so.
How confident are you?
Oh, no, we're confident. We're working hard. We're not trying to let it get to our head. So I know they're at practice right now, going over a lot of things and preparing for Saturday.
Now, my thing about the Pistons is I've been saying it all year, very balanced squad, very unselfish, sometimes a little too unselfish. They get those breakaways and they just keep passing it back and forth to each other, trying to hook up Nico for a dunk on occasion, which makes no sense. 2 points is 2 points.
I agree.
Either hit the layup or just don't. Your team seems to, every game, have four players in double digits. Do you guys try to tell them to make sure everyone touches the ball, or it just ends up that way?
It just ends up that way. We try to just play as a team, and whatever happens, happens. We just want to get the 2 points. We don't care who gets it as long as it happens.
I think your team work ethic is the best in the league.
Yeah, they do work hard in practice, and they always show up. So I mean that counts for a lot.
Everyone show up when they winning.
Exactly.
That's the Sixers.
We'd like to hang that shirt up in memory of the 2013 Sixers, because hopefully that squad does not return next year, and I know quite a few of them are returning. So yeah, your team very unselfish, very good squad, and everyone complains. Oh, he's a basket hanger. That just means you got a 5-on-4. If you don't send someone back, he's going to basket hang. You can't condemn the Pistons for that, but do you tell Dida to take off, or does he just do that on his own?
That's a little bit of both. We tell him,
He's a lot more confident this year now.
anticipate.
We've seen that.
Yeah, he's a lot more improved. And I think last year he only had about 4 or 5 2-point baskets, or three. Okay, well it's 3.
Yeah.
And
I had to look it up.
Interesting stat. But this year he's changed his game around a lot, even though he still shoots from very far away on occasion.
Very far away, and Didder also he wanted that scoring. He wanted that 3-point thing. Is he going to be in the 3-point contest, or you haven't decided yet?
That'll be decided later on tonight. We're going to run a little contest
Okay.
at practice. So
Well,
see what
Didder
happens.
had 44 twos and only 27 threes. Quite different than last year.
Big change from last year. Yeah,
Big change. So I'd say 25 of those were at least breakaway layups.
that's okay. 2 points is 2 points.
It is. Steve, like we said earlier, most dangerous man on the court. Possibility. Jerome and Izzy battle back and forth. We saw the last matchup between you two. You almost lost your temper. There were things said between yourself and a striped official. If that official is there, can everyone's temper calm down? Can the Bullets do what they did in the first game? Or do you feel the Hawks have a chance at doing what they did in the second game?
We beat them both.
Yeah, well,
Beat them both? Oh,
yeah,
I
they beat
apologize.
them
I thought it was a split.
well, and we'll lose the third time too. So if we don't play defense and we don't protect out and we don't play defense on the weak side, we definitely will lose again, because the Hawks are very good at picking up on your weaknesses, and that has been our weakness and really been our weakness in the 2 games. And I'm not taking anything away from them because they have played excellent. And but if we don't play defense as a team, and especially that weak side, they're going to kill us again. And as far as the ref goes, I did apologize to him the next game. Not that game,
Did
because
he
I was too
apologize
hot
to you
at
was the key, because he said some things too.
He also said that he doesn't hold grudges, game to game. So, I mean, he did. We both mutually apologized. So, as far as I'm concerned, the slate is clean until about 2 minutes in the game, and he makes another bad call.
But did you hug
on
it
a
out?
flop?
Did you hug it out?
We didn't hug,
Okay.
but
Then it doesn't count.
we shook. We shook hands.
Even Magic
That's
and
pretty
Isaiah
close.
kissed on the cheek. Just saying. I'm not saying you need to kiss the man. I'm just saying. So I do apologize. The Hawks did defeat you twice. Like you said, you started off the year a little slower than normal, than you expected. They did beat you by 2 in game 2, and then they beat you again later on in the year by double digits. But the game was very close till the very end when things just went awry. So, both games were close. So psychologically, they could have the advantage. Do you feel that way, Bernacco? Do you feel your team psychologically is going to use that motivation to defeat the Bullets for the 3rd time? And we say it every year. It's very hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year.
It is hard to beat a team 3 times, and especially the Bullets. It's not going to be an easy task. They're talented. They're hungry to win. Jerome's going to do his damnedest to win that game. So it's just going to be an all-out slugfest, man. I'm looking forward to this weekend, man.
Are we looking forward to the Izzy versus Jerome, or
I'm
we
looking
want to see
forward
the
to-
Bullets versus the Hawks?
We said after our last game, this game coming up is Bullets versus the Hawks.
And
It's
they do
not
know
easy.
that these points do not go in the stats. It's final.
Right.
What's there is there.
I mean, the scoring title that's irrelevant.
It doesn't mean nothing. It's just bragging rights.
Bragging rights is winning the ship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can be the
Absolutely.
scoring champion and all of that, but if you got that L next to your name, you ain't got nothing to show for it. What you score all them points for.
Very true.
So that's how we look at it, and that's how we approach in this game.
Wow, that's pretty good. That was-
Quite apropos. I like using big words occasionally. Now, Beanie Amos, you don't look bedraggled in the slightest. You look very calm. You said earlier you feel you have good chances of defeating the Pistons.
I am so relaxed. I'm sitting in the most relaxing seat on this stage. Anthony's in the hot seat.
Oh,
Pressure.
absolutely. A lot of pressure.
I'm so
Pressure.
relaxed. If we lose, we were expected to lose. But I like our chances. I think we can take this team. I think that we can beat this team. He's sitting in the hot chair. They haven't lost a game.
Nope.
We've only had a perfect team twice, sitting to my right.
Yeah, it was the same
And
team.
personally, I don't want to see another perfect team. So whether it's hooking up my cousin and defeating that team or doing it for selfish reasons, in any case, I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed. I'm not talking trash. The Pistons are the standard bearer this season. I don't see any flaws with that team. It's going to have to be a perfect game to defeat this team.
I'm always going
And all
by
because
the
I like my
numbers.
chances doesn't mean that we're not going to get blown out. But I really
course
like
not.
I really like my chances.
But you guys played very well. That's that last game, and that's the who cares what happens in the beginning of the season? Each team still feels each other out, knowing who's going to step up, which draft pick's going to be better than expected or worse than expected. Going by the numbers, the Pistons are an early 11-point favorite. By the numbers, that means squat in the playoffs. It's one game elimination. A lot of pressure on the Pistons, no pressure on the Lakers. They may or may not have their full squad, but they play very good as a team. Like Steve said earlier, good run at the end, winning those games they had to win, putting themselves in the playoffs before the last game of the season was even played. Great job for them to lock it in. Do you feel any, I don't know if you can say pressure or any chance that the Lakers could defeat you?
I think they proved this past weekend that they very well can. You know, that game was tied up well into the fourth quarter, and it could have went either way.
And
So-
they did not have Andre Freeman there.
Right, they didn't. So, You know, who
By
knows?
some freak chance he shows up.
Who knows
You
what's
never
going to
know.
happen? Yeah.
This is true. The man hit 32 threes in 9 games, which might put a little psychological error onto Ditto. Just saying.
We'll have to remind him to cool down
I'm
tonight.
sure a lot of people will remind Ditto, oh, it's your game, your game.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of pressure on your boys because everyone in the stands wants to see that L. The Hawks said it. They got to get that L, and everyone wants to see it.
I would love to see the L this weekend, Fox. I'll tell you that.
Not for your squad. Hawks Bullets again. Who would you, if you make it to the championship, who would you rather face, the Pistons or the Lakers? Be honest.
Lakers.
I had a feeling that was going that way, just because of the history.
I think the history, and I think I love playing against Beanie. I mean, it's just we've been around the longest. We have a
Day
great
one versus day
friendship,
two?
except when the game starts.
Yep.
And I just think, nothing against the Pistons. I mean, they're the best team. But, it's just the friendship and the rivalry and, the whole thing. Plus, I got a lot of history speeches left in me against the Lakers. So.
And it would, would be a little psychological thing. They could be so excited for beating the number 1 team. You just walk in and do what you did in 06 and just blow the team right out from jump. Not that I'm saying you played the Lakers, you played a different team in 06, went up 20-2 and the game was over.
Yeah, but it
Not that I'm
also
reliving
could
the
be when
past.
the Lakers blew us away and won a championship.
In 05, right?
Wasn't even
Yes.
Yeah.
after
Look at
2
history,
minutes
I
the
know
game
some
was
stuff.
over.
Which is why I would rather not give the Bullets the rematch.
So you want the family. Forget day 1, day 2. Let's go family straight up. The MNBL, we're a family organization. We're a non-profit organization. We're just, everyone respects everyone, we hope. Let's get it down. Can the family make it?
We always have a hard time with the Bullets.
Yes.
The last time we beat the Bullets was probably in 2005. And hopefully we can get by the Pistons. But the Hawks, let me tell you a quick story about the Hawks.
Please.
The last 3 years of the Hawks' existence, the Lakers swept them out of existence. 95, 94, 95, 96. Bernard was on the 96 team.
Yes.
Hated the Hawks. Swept them out of existence. So when did the Hawks come back?
2004.
And they've been beating me ever since. Now, except for that 1 year when the Hawks were not that good and we swept them, we were fortunate to sweep the Hawks this year.
Yes.
Yeah, but you
And I know
taught
it
them
bothers
well.
him.
You taught them well.
Yeah, but I know it's bothering him. I know
still does.
I know he wants one more chance.
All 3 coaches played for the Lakers, so.
We beat him by 1 point the 2 times. I know he wants one. And I haven't even rubbed it in.
Yeah.
Except when y'all did that chest bump at the end of the game, the first one.
That was not a chest bump because Reverend Uncle could not jump, did not jump.
Well, we got 2 minutes. Anything y'all want to say to each other? Anything you guys want to get off your chest? Anything you want to say about this weekend besides good luck to all 4 teams involved? Hopefully no one gets hurt in the coaches' all-star game. The coaches have been putting a whooping on the kids lately. There is a history that the coaches are up, I believe, 16-11 in the matchups. It is 16-11. The coaches have won the last 7, and it hasn't even been close the last 2 years. Coaches won by 22 and 13. You playing this year?
We'll see on Saturday.
Oh, here
if
we
I
go
don't,
with the Will C's. You just don't have nothing to say.
if I don't pull a muscle or two.
Well, everyone's getting up there in age, except for Steve. Steve,
I
you're
just
still
want
not
you to
coming out of
know
retirement?
I am not playing.
Okay, we just want to know if you were coming out and busting them threes.
No, because I played Owen in practice, just a 3, and I needed oxygen then. I thought I was going to pass
You
out.
do know he's a sophomore and has no sense of energy.
But he was looking for someone to play, and I said, "You want to play someone? You play me." But that only lasted. I scored a basket, but that was it.
Banaka, you playing this year, or you haven't been playing?
I played last year.
You did? Oh, yes, you did. The year before you did.
Yeah. So yeah, I was in the game. So
I hear you.
honestly, depends how Saturday
If
goes.
you're in the game,
yeah,
you ain't playing.
it depends on how Saturday goes. If I leave that gym sick, then most likely I ain't playing on Sunday.
Well, let's just say everyone's hoping that the Pistons win because the coaches don't want to play half their squad. We don't even know who the All-Stars are. It hasn't been voted on yet. But we'll see. But a lot of people would like to see the Pistons in that All-Star game because that means they ain't in it and they got the L. Anything else, Beanie Amos, to end the season right here? Season 28 coming to a close. 1 more week to go. We're here next Thursday live for the final championship show. What are you feeling?
I just want to congratulate Anthony, David, Twee, and Lang on the job they did with their team this year. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Pretty easy with the first round picks they got, though.
But still,
they did a great job.
But still,
very unselfish squad.
14-0.
Just trying to say, they got to get that L. Who knows? Come on down to the Fairway School, the corner across in Ferry. We're out of here. Season 28 wrapping up. Bradworth Benton at Bradworth Benton. Tweet me!
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court.